better than others. And that is Honolulu right now. Again, I wish I was more familiar with this area. How high does that water usually get? What is that little square area there on the left, the two squares? Do you know what that is, Haley? This is not the shoreline here, right? The water's supposed to be here.
It could be potentially a beach that they're trying to block off. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of sharks in the area. Maybe they're trying to have like a safe swimming spot.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
But we are still getting...
so ignorant.
Hey, Lass. Lemon J, welcome back, Whiskey Tango. So,
from me. Maybe Jared, you can provide some better insight there, but,
come on in, guys.
Confirmation from
Lemon J,
Chip,
thank you
the
for
crew
bringing me
director of the Pacific
that
Tsunami
update.
Warning Center. And he said that they're waiting to see how
Right
big the waves
now,
are, but they're expecting those impacts.
They are expecting the impacts. The water's receding in Hawaii.
So that's the first.
This is Fox Weather. They're doing a good job. Shout out to Fox Weather. Late stream. They're within minutes. It's amazing how they can predict these things. But they are waiting for a wave. They just don't know how big. But I'm bringing these live. We'll stay live for a little bit to see.
Stuff to come down.
You know, you could see, I don't know, earlier had a better view. There's a storm in the background. Not that it has anything to do with it, but water is receding. Water is receding in Hawaii.
20 minutes. So we've got about 15 minutes, truly, when we'll see.
They're predicting 15 minutes. Amazing how they can predict these things.
So this is a long stretch thing. 3 to 6 hours is when you could see some of the big.
And
now we've probably got.
I'm old, but you know, you go back to the 70s, even early 80s. This is amazing, and they're talking about massive.
The wave is coming in. There's absolutely no doubt that we're going to have some kind of tsunami here within the next couple of hours. So we're going to have to take a super quick break here. This is happening in real time. We're going to keep you in the know. We'll all watch it together. We'll be right back.
Price drop alert.
Internet that's everything you imagine, and then some. Quantum fiber. Your world unleashed.
Want restaurant quality meals that actually support your wellness goals? Factor's got you covered.
Yeah, 59. Welcome in, guys. They're on a commercial break. I'm watching Fox. They're doing a good job. I was on some other networks. Fox Weather is doing an incredible job getting what they get in.
This is Buick.
You heard them say a couple hours to 15 minutes, the first wave. I'm not sure that they actually know. I mean, there's some reports that wave could be huge. Other reports 5 feet, 10 feet, regardless. This is something the top 10 of the, let me lower it a little bit.
I have Google Gemini. Here's another beauty tip.
Top 10 earthquakes. That's massive. 8.8, 8.9. Hello. Welcome in here. These earthquakes, speaking of California, John, hope you're doing well. This is something that we haven't experienced in some time. Now, let's hope that it's not going to be bad. I'm really trying to be optimistic, and I don't want to worry anybody, but the more where I'm listening while they're on the break, come on in, they're second live. The reports now are saying, you know, anywhere between a few minutes to a few hours. There's been one on our earlier live stream. Hello, welcome in. Japan has been hit. I lost that footage. They might be back, but I'm watching between the Weather Channel and Fox Weather, and they're doing a great job saying water's receding in Kauai. Now, the whole warning, ladies and gentlemen, of this tsunami is all over Hawaii. For those who might just be waking up or tuning in, thank you for joining us, and like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Late night here. I'll be on for a little bit. I do got to work tomorrow, but this is I'm slightly worried because of how big this earthquake was off the shore of Russia. So, you know, 8.8, something we haven't experienced, hitting the warmer waters of Hawaii. So all over Hawaii, there's still people reported on the beach. If you know anybody that might be friends of yours, relatives, young people that are hanging near the beach, if you can get in touch with them, I'm sure you still have internet. They need to get above safer grounds. This is something you can't play around with. We have all this footage and radar.
Yeah.
Are they coming back? Yeah, they're back now. I'll talk a little bit and I'll bring you back.
We are still tracking out an active tsunami wave.
So it's a very active tsunami. Very active. ABC, welcome in. Very active. For those who are just finding out, yes, there was a major earthquake off of Russia. What's it mean? Why is it going to affect Pacific? Why is it going to hit possibly alerts in California? My daughter lives in Long Beach and the city is shut down. Well, first of all, John, God bless you. I pray for your daughter and she'll be okay. What I'm hearing, John, and anybody's in California, it's just alert. Just alert. Easy for you to say. You're in Vegas. There's a difference between an alert, cautious, to a warning. Hawaii, all indications going to hit. It's just how big the wave is going to be or how strong and powerful. But it is receding. California, alert. Let's hope for the best, John, and your daughter, and anybody living in that area. But tsunami waves in Hawaii is definitely going to hit. And Oregon, I'm reading Oregon, 1250. Los Angeles, 105. Oceanside, California, 115. Tacoma, Washington, 2 a.m. Those are some of the wave arrival times that are going to hit. When I say waves, maybe as big as this one, maybe smaller, but this is where we're at. Russia earthquake tied for the 6th strongest ever recorded globally. Six ever. Tsunami warning for Hawaii, Alaska, California, Japan, Canada. Although I haven't heard any more reports from Canada, we might can take Canada out for the time being. Waves right now, 9 feet possible in Hawaii, 4.8 in California, 1.8 in Oregon, and so on and so forth. So, smaller waves don't necessarily mean it's okay. It's how strong. And this is only the predictions. What they're picking up on radar. Again, breaking news, guys. Tsunami warnings in Hawaii, alerts in California, alerts in Oregon, 8.8 earthquake, expecting to hit California, San Francisco, 12:40 a.m. We have a local time in Las Vegas of 10:47, which is same time as California. And I'm reporting this from Las Vegas, which Las Vegas is now showed up on the board of a alert. Wow. So even Las Vegas, so of some kind of earthquake after effects. Massive.
The level that buoy got to as the wave was moving through the midway.
Yeah, Richard, you're always going to get this. We're in 2025 and politics is a big talk with Trump. And but yeah, you're always going to hear this kind of stuff. But on this Tuesday, our prayers, as ABC alluded in the message. Now, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, come on in. And if you feel comfortable, let us know if you're coming into any of these areas, territories of Hawaii or California, Oregon. I'd like to hear from you. Let us know what you're reporting. Gas stations, trying to gas up, running out of gas, that kind of stuff. Stocking up on water. Are the stores open now 24 hours? Are they trying to prepare everybody? It's always better, in my view, to take it serious and hope that it's not as bad. Then we can say, oh, well, it wasn't that bad. But we don't want a wave to be something bad and you're not prepared. So always better to be prepared. Monterey, California.
pull up the
Monterey now, San Francisco, 1240. These are the waves. I'll turn the camera around a little bit.
You can take it here.
I'll let you listen in.
See if I can get any kind of radar data coming in.
These are wave arrival times. What I'm describing.
And I don't know, Sam, do we have any of those
Prepare.
radar data loaded?
Prepare for the worst. Raining now a little bit.
In the general region. I mean, it seems pretty clear that in Pupukea, it's
Raining in Hawaii a little bit on the radar.
At this point. I mean, you can
Interesting.
see, but also
Interesting.
data sets that will show
Crazy times of weather.
as well. And, just kind of
I've talked about this earlier. Everybody has their opinion. Be respectful. Climate change, global warming, weather repeats. Who knows? What we do know is 100% there was an earthquake. Top 6 earthquakes ever hit right outside of Russia. We know that. We know we have better weather, meteorologists. We know that. We know weather's been warmer. In Puerto Rico, as my wife said earlier, sharing that information in Puerto Rico. 110, 18 degrees in Puerto Rico. I've been to Puerto Rico. I've never seen that weather. Seen 90 degrees, humidity, sticky, not that hot. We heard from Fabian in Florida, record-breaking temperatures. It's not politics on this live. It's about being safe and praying for your family and daughters, fathers in Hawaii. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around and
now it's really right on the shore where we can lock our eyes on it. So those are just some other concerns.
yeah, God could be sending a message.
As we continue to extend our coverage here on Fox Weather, we still have quite a few.
I'm going to turn the camera around. We'll stay live for a little bit.
Almost every single shoreline, every coastline whether it's north, south, it doesn't matter. These tsunami waves, as they come in, they can wrap around the islands. Now, the sides of the islands that are
Hold on.
facing the north and west, those are going to hit the direct impacts, and so those will have the higher amplitude waves and therefore the greater impacts. But truly, all around it are going to see.
Can you guys hear okay?
Of some pretty
I'll try to
substantial
keep my
waves.
big
One
mouth
flight
shut.
Projected at 7:10 p.m. Hawaiian time, 1:10 a.m. Eastern time, and we are well beyond that window, Ari. But that's not to say, I mean, we don't have cameras in this moment that's looking at Kauai, but Oahu, where we do have cameras, we've been showing you the North Shore Islands there, which I'm marking on your screen. That's where we're watching as things start to unfold.
Yeah, and we've got Honolulu that's on the south side. I wouldn't, the water's coming in from the northwest. You got to keep that in mind. You were alluding to that, Haley. So Honolulu is on the south side of Oahu.
Thank you, Whiskey
So
Tango.
I would
Thank
imagine
you.
we would
Thank
have a
you.
more kind of dramatic looking shot from a place like Pupukea, which is facing directly northwest.
Beautiful
on the
right now. I
northwest
mean,
side
just
of Oahu.
well, it's always beautiful.
Yeah,
Look at the skies there.
Right now. Do we
Sunset.
have that side shot where you can kind of see the water that was receding, etc., or is that?
So you can't see it.
That's
Got it.
crazy. You can't even see the rain on radar. It must be a really, it's super isolated, so that probably.
Yeah, it is isolated. Isn't it isolated? Rain in there
It's in a radar hole, by the way.
in the radar in
That's
that
what I
area.
thought we were going to be talking about tonight. Severe weather up in the
Right.
up in the plains and radar holes, etc. But here we are becoming.
I'm sorry,
geologists
ABC,
and,
no notification. I wish I
tsunami
can control
wannabe
it.
experts.
I wish I
Here's
could,
the
but
deal
I
with this. Look,
fortunately I
the
can't.
water has already shown signs of receding in Kauai. I mean, it happened. It's literally happened. I'm seeing some time lapses being posted on X of these shorelines going back a little bit. So it's a process, right? So it wasn't like we're going to have one big wave coming in at 7:15. I do think we're still going to have some impact.
Oregon
as
and
we go forward
Washington
here.
It still has a watch.
Hey,
in
I will
place.
have no problem coming on here and saying, in a couple of hours from now, if nothing happens, boy, I feel embarrassed that we got this wrong. We sure learned a lot from this, etc. And honestly, I kind of hope that's the case.
Right, that's best case scenario.
Yeah, that's best case.
When we show up and say, "Hey, this didn't pan out," but it is still too early to call to say that that's going to happen. And so, for people who may be listening and saying, "Well, you know what? They said 1:17."
There's the
Eastern time,
warning
so
that's reported here on the lower
7:17
part of the
PM, so a big time
TV
disparity
here. Tsunami warning.
It's the
Crescent
early
City,
start of this,
that's
but
in
tsunami
Oregon,
waves take a long
California.
time. We've been saying it, but the ocean doesn't really calm down until it could be up to 24, maybe a couple of days, 72 hours even, before things fully calm down. So it is an extended period of time.
Right.
But we saw the water receding by 1:17, so I think
Yeah.
that was the marker, the starting point for this, and we still have yet to see where the.
I wish they can give
Yeah,
us.
for sure.
It looks,
You can
you
see,
can't tell
And even
here.
looking,
To me, it's just a
looking
bunch
at
of normal
some of
waves.
the
But earlier,
water
before I
levels,
came on live, it
again,
showed
this is
receding.
at
That's why I came on. Hopefully, to get back to
Hawaii,
that.
again, excuse the pronunciations, but this is on Kaleo. It's near Kaleo.
Kalea,
It's
yeah.
on this island. So this is what I'm looking at actually. That is the site. Well, you can't see it.
That's
We can pull
Kauai?
up the,
So we're
the
in
graphics.
Kauai.
for
Yeah, I
the-
think it's in
Just
Kauai.
because I can see the water level data. This is coming in from
Oregon
Texas
timing.
Insurance.gov.
We'll bring
If
that
those
up
of
to
you
date.
Who are curious, want to jump
Oregon
in
timing.
and kind of,
I'll
unpack some of this weather data with
keep
us.
it down here.
And the water levels, you can see how at one point we were.
I know
looking
it's
at it
difficult on the
rise, and now
vertical.
we're watching it rise,
I'll
rise,
keep it.
fall.
Here we go.
And that
Tycomi,
is
2
the indication
a.m.
that a tsunami
Laps.
wave
2
is
a.m. I think it
impacting,
said.
Kauai right now.
I'm
I don't know
just,
if you heard me.
Again, I hope this doesn't happen, but I mean, we've still got plenty of time to go here, right? I don't think we're at the point where we say, okay, well, 7:15 is coming past. It didn't happen. No big deal. I don't think that's going to be the case with this. So I still think we got some time to go.
Russell, haven't heard anything about Thailand.
Really great showing of everybody coming together.
John, once again, my deepest prayers with you and your daughter.
In Hawaii, and she said, there was really not too much panic. I mean, a little bit kind of.
Oh, okay, Lemon J. That's a good thought. To get the notification. I wish they can have. If you guys want to subscribe to my Facebook,
everything like that.
that's up to you if you feel comfortable. I can set up some notifications that way. But anyhow, if you're coming in,
from some of the shorelines, etc., we got a lot of the team here right now. We're working a lot behind the scenes to get you the latest on this tsunami situation. Then we've got the west coast of the U.S. talking. So hang tight with us. We'll go through that too.
they're on a break, so what we'll do. In fact, I'm gonna charge up. VIP, thank you so much, VIP. I really appreciate it. Guys, I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to charge the phone.
70 million Americans lie awake every night, staring at the ceiling, their health deteriorating with every sleepless hour. This is escalating into a nationwide health crisis. Relaxium sleep is the solution. It's America's #1 trusted.
All right, sorry about that. I wanted to charge up a little bit. I want to,
Relaxium sleep risk-free today. You have nothing to lose.
We're on a commercial break, so when you're on the commercial break, we'll discuss. I'll read some comments. So what we have, for those who might not, maybe waking up or not knowing, we had a major earthquake off of Russia, and it's impacting most of the West Coast and Hawaii and other parts of the nation. So is what we have going on now here on this live, and it's we got to take it serious in those parts. This is some of the damage it could do. I mean, we've seen these before in Thailand and California. I mean, this here, I brought this up a few years ago, and this was like 10 feet wave, 20 feet wave. So, it doesn't take much. It could be, these waves. And I sound like I'm a meteorologist. I'm not, but what we understand, modern times, these waves can be water recedes out and then just forms into a wave. How big? I'm not sure if they really know. They're saying 9 feet, 10 feet. I haven't heard anything over 20 feet yet. Oh, yeah, hope not, but powerful speeds and can do all kinds of damage. So I highly encourage, if you know anybody that are in that area, get off. They were showing people on the beach in Hawaii, and that for me, that's a risk for your life. We were all young before, but these were older people too. So I'm surprised they haven't had police and getting these people off. Hey, you don't get off. You're gonna get. I don't know what the answers are, but get them off. So we're on a break. I'm watching Fox Weather. Fox Weather. They've been pretty pretty accurate and giving me this much information. Earlier we had Hawaii news on. But I'm going to stay here for a little bit on this news channel. Thank you for the membership, Cole Lemmy. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello. Thank you so much for that membership. I really appreciate guys. Thank you so much for supporting the members, the moderators, my subscribers. For those who are here and every single live, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Our love back. We're going to be giving out some surprises again soon. Coffee and things like that, merchandise. So we're back on. Yeah, I remember that in Japan as well. Lemon J or Richard, excuse me. Long lives today. Thank you. Yes, Richard. Yes. Cars suck into the ocean. Yeah, it can be catastrophic. It can be. You can't play around with this stuff. You know, hurricanes, tornadoes, and now we can't predict earthquakes, right? But at least we can. They're kind of predicting tsunamis now, right? Hopefully, we'll get to that point where they can predict when an earthquake's going to happen. There's reports a lot saying the big one's coming. You know. Now, a lot of years I talked about psychics and stuff. My wife gets upset. My wife is, everybody has their own opinion. It's not politics on there. My wife believes in some of the psychics. I don't believe in all that. She does, and she says this one psychic in Spanish says, it's going to be a bad time as far as weather goes, and crazy earthquakes and crazy tsunamis and crazy tornadoes. We see Texas, massive heat waves back east. She's been pretty accurate, this woman, on that. This earthquake tied the sixth strongest on record. I'll repeat, sixth strongest. You've probably heard already. Sixth strongest on record. Impact is coming. Warning in Hawaii.
So far, we're looking at still that swell coming up. The first two waves were a little bit smaller, but
John, just off the record, probably not a good time, but I like my cigars. You like your cigars. I'm smoking a VSG.
One or two waves so far.
First wave is starting to hit Hawaii. I'll turn the camera around.
Like Haley said, so
I'm not going to let you miss it. Be free to watch along with me on your for those who don't have any network. I'll show. So those are coming in. We had an 8.7 magnitude earthquake off of Russia, tsunami advisory in Pacific, Los Angeles, Ocean Park, tsunami warning in Hawaii. I'll let you listen to somebody more important than me.
Is it still 8.7? It got bumped up to 8.8, correct? Yes. So 8.8 magnitude magnitude 8.8 of an earthquake. That was 8 miles roughly off the shore of Russia. And then what happened here is you had that wave start to move and come closer. We had tsunami warnings for the Aleutian Islands, tsunami advisory a little bit closer to the larger chunk of Alaska. For the Sand Islands, which I'll try and highlight, right in this general area, that's where we had those waves that continue to punch just like this. And then Hawaii, basically every single shoreline here under a tsunami advisories for the coast of the western coast of the United States. We do have a tsunami warning as well for Crescent City, California. That's near Eureka, California. So it's north. Very, very north California, where we're expecting to see impacts before really the sun comes up for the Pacific coastline. So not only is it Hawaii, but over the mainland. This is a long stretch impact here.
All right, we've got a guest here. I want to bring in Hawaii resident Brittany Bree. First off, thanks a lot for chilling with us a little bit tonight. I wish it could be under different circumstances, but give us a little background. Where are you at? What's your day been like today, and what's going on right now?
So right now I'm at the Elikai Hotel. I'm on the 17th floor. I am still in the evacuation zone, but I am high up and I'm safe.
They're all
spent the day
on
my
higher
boat like normal, hanging out, having fun. Got a notification about a tsunami warning. A watch at first, which was a little bit stressful. Then it turned into a warning, and that's when I started getting texts from a lot of my friends out here, and was just realizing the severity of the situation. And my boyfriend was stuck at work in gridlock traffic. He was one of those people that had to leave their car and walk home because the traffic was just not moving. So now we're just waiting it out.
And when you say waiting it out, I mean, you have lived in the Hawaiian Islands for so many years, and you have a lot of local friends. Are you guys really
So for those who are just coming in, I'll go back. Rebecca, hello from Tennessee. How's Tennessee? Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. I'm Sal. Shout out to the moderators. Late live. Like and subscribe. Just want to bring everybody a little bit up to date. What we do know. Right now, we do know we had an earthquake off of Russia. If you forget how many miles out, I'm going to say 8 miles out. I could be wrong. 8, 9 miles, somewhere in that area. What we know, it was the biggest earthquake, the 6 biggest earthquakes that have been reported on record. What we do know is Hawaii, most of the Pacific, is on alert. Hawaii is on a warning of massive tsunamis. How big? Hopefully not that big. We just don't know. First wave is starting to hit Hawaii as we're speaking. I'm looking up to see if water's receding. They're talking to some people, reporters and people that are sharing their thoughts on, where they're at. Some have gone up, evacuated to higher hotels. Reports of Japan had a tsunami, and they're reporting waves in different parts of Monterey, California, Oregon, massive San Francisco. And meanwhile, we had a massive, unrelated power outage in Europe. Unrelated, but just want to bring everybody up to date on today's late Tuesday. Some places it's Wednesday. Power outage in Europe, unrelated. Heat wave in Puerto Rico. Record temperatures in Puerto Rico they never experienced in 100 years. Over 100 degrees. Humidity at 80%. Unhealthy. People there, some don't have air conditioners. We know about Hurricane Maria. In Florida, in New Jersey, back east, record heat wave, 100 degrees. In Vegas, it's common to be 100, like today, but not in New Jersey, where I'm from, not New York, Philadelphia, Boston. That's what's going on with our weather. Some would say we're experiencing climate change. Everybody be respectful on here. Be free to interact with each other, and that's what's good about these lives. Thank you so much for liking the video. I appreciate it. If you haven't liked, if you can take a minute and like, if you enjoy the content. First wave starting to hit Hawaii, massive earthquake, and this is where we're at.
And then you get a warning,
and they're just talking to guests. We're waiting and hoping for the smallest wave. Actually, I take that back. Let's hope that no waves hit. But if any wave hit, let's hope it's small. Right? We don't want to see something like that. That would be not good. Not good. So, welcome to comment and voice your opinion.
It's raw, it's true, it's exactly what everybody's feeling who are on the Hawaii.
Early in Hawaii right now.
Another thing that we've been talking about, just with our
Loney says we are to experience climate control.
Just to the south, about
Lemon J says hi, Idaho. Welcome in. Welcome, moderators. Appreciate you guys being up late with me, Richard, and Lemon J. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. The Russia earthquake tied for the 6th strongest ever on record. Well, what's that mean for the United States? Well, what it means is it feeds into the Pacific, and that's why we're live discussing what could happen. What could happen? And that's where we're at on this Tuesday. Still Tuesday in Las Vegas, California. Wednesday in a lot of other places.
Like my animals, my pets were acting weird.
Fireball, how are you?
I think now the more that we look back on it, you can kind of see the signs a little bit, but in the
I won't let you miss anything if you're not watching TV or don't have TV. I'll turn the camera around if we see anything.
I mean, just continue to stay safe.
It looks like it's receding. The water's receding a little bit.
Was the traffic. I mean, you get the alerts and just
Sancho, how are you? It's very safe in Indiana. Good.
Well, traffic here there's always traffic here. But this happened when rush hour.
You can see the humidity on this young lady. She's just sweating and
and by the harbor, it was a gridlock. The Alawai.
I'm just looking up at the Big Island,
It was a
Honolulu.
gridlock within an hour.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in. Thank you for joining us on this live, sharing this devastated possibility. Tsunami could hit Hawaii in any minute,
above sea level.
minutes away
How long would that take on a normal day, and how long do you
of
think
the
that
first
takes
wave
today?
starting to hit.
So
And then
we
also
normally take
Pacific.
our boat
Waves
and
could
we
be
take us to get
a couple
up the
feet in
mountain,
California.
maybe 15 minutes tops.
Is Maribel
My
still up?
boyfriend
Yes,
and
she's
his
upstairs.
friends
I'm smoking the
are
stinky
less than a mile
cigar,
from home,
and she
2.5
might be
to 3
sleeping. I
hours
don't want to
to
wake her up.
They ended up having to
Um,
walk. So traffic
She's
was
praying. She's worried.
pretty bad.
Can you just
And then all of a sudden,
You know, you
that
can't
part
help
was
to think
completely
about
no cars on the road. It was
other
just
humans
eerie.
being around this area. But let's hope. Let's hope for the best, guys. You know, let's hope that the tsunami. But again, 8.8 earthquake is nothing to think about what I just said over and over. 8.8. Now, a lot of you will say, well, okay, 8.8, it was in the ocean, right? Thank God it wasn't inland in Russia, right? But regardless, it's big. Light your cigarette. It's not a cigarette, it's a cigar, but I will light my cigar. I will light my cigar.
Issue heat alerts and advisories based upon what folks are used to in the area. So when it comes to tsunamis, I mean, they're
We'll
gonna
light
issue
the
it no
cigar
matter
for you.
what,
Thank
but
you.
People aren't going to take it as seriously if they get this all the time and
100%.
nothing happens.
Yeah,
so.
it's totally a thing. You know, we don't have access to this video yet, but I'm looking at.
Yeah, every time I say 8.8, Castell,
Hawaii
thank you for
Bay
being
in
here.
Hawaii. That's in Kauai, up on the
I have to
northwest
pinch
side.
myself.
And it's
That's pretty
doing
massive.
The water receding. I mean, it's got to be at least 100 feet or so.
All right, so water's receding about 100 feet.
The first waves,
Not a mile.
they're gonna be the third
That's good. 100 feet?
likely. So
Well, that's not good either, but
right now.
water is receding 100 feet.
We gotta grab another quick break.
They're on a
We're
break,
gonna be with you through this.
so we'll get back. Well, they're on the break, but once they get back, I'll turn the camera around. I'll let you
I'm
listen.
going to do a no makeup look in 2 minutes. So I'm going to get ready with the viral 2-minute.
When I say they're on the break, we're watching Fox weather. Fox weather. I just tuned in. I had Hawaii weather on earlier. I had Japan. We lost the audio, so I want to make sure. And I couldn't understand them, but we witnessed a little bit of that earlier. A lot. Well, we seen some of that receding. Will Sanchez, thanks for being here. First part. Do you think it'll hit in California? I don't know. I mean, what they're saying is they're predicting waves to be up there, like 9 feet. So we just don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just listening like we all are. I've been covering this now for a few hours. They've been pretty accurate on as far as, you know, the locations. Now, whether they'll be massive like this here, we just don't know. Let's hope not. No, it has not hit Hawaii yet, but according to the meteorologists and what they can radar, it's going to hit. How big, we don't know. What time did it start? Well, that's a good question. I guess about 6 hours ago now, maybe 5-6 hours ago in Russia is when the earthquake was reported, and then that's when all the radar and the greatness of the meteorologists came out. And yes, Judy, I'll turn the camera. We're on a break right now. I had a live earlier. It came back on because they were saying the water was receding and it looked like it was going to hit. How big, we just don't know. I don't think they really know. Yeah, now speaking of surfboards, I didn't see anybody surfing, but I did see people on the beach. They showed some footage of people on the beach from, you know, all this YouTube and cameras we have and everything. So there's so many, you know, people now. The problem is now with phones and cameras and videos, sometimes we kind of get lost and you forget on how serious it is, and people want to get that you know, live video out there, and you forget on it can come. It can take you, your phone, yourself. That was stupid, your phone, and you're not here. So hopefully those people evacuated there. They were showing a few people there on the beach of Hawaii. Hopefully they're not there anymore. I wouldn't be surfing. Well, I can't surf, but I wouldn't be surfing now. All right, first wave starting to hit. I'll turn the camera around.
And 3 feet in Honolulu. So for those of you who are familiar, those are the two areas where we're already seeing the tsunami wave come in. Now, keep in mind,
hold on, guys.
4 feet, that is wave 3, at least based upon some of the buoys I've been tracking on Kauai. So Kauai being here, the buoy on this part of the island. So
hold on,
on
guys.
the southern end, which is facing a little bit closer to the United States.
See what we got here.
That's where we're on wave 3. And based upon the waves we were tracking out for the sand islands in the middle of the Central Pacific, wave 4 has been the most impactful. And then now we are looking at that similar track. So Oahu, you guys are next. The Big Island, I think you're starting to see the early onset, the receding water. We've been looking at it on our cameras. But the big amplitude, the wave height, we have a little.
I'll back up a little bit, guys.
Right, and
Well,
just to reiterate here for people, this is the confirmation. Super quick, you mind coming back to Max here, Chris, and we'll go right back out to the cameras. So we had Halewa. That's in Kauai. Sorry.
that's in Kauai, I think they meant to say. Yeah.
Here we go. So this is
Right there.
We had a
Kauai.
4-foot tsunami that was observed.
Anybody
in
been to Kauai?
And a 3-foot tsunami that was observed on the north side of Oahu in Honolulu. So how does that compare to the 2011 one?
Well, let's take a look. I have that.
The question is, how's that
up here.
compared to
So
2011? That was the question.
It'll
Yeah,
take me a
that's fine.
second to find it. We've been doing a lot of research here tonight.
You want to
trying
run
to
some
figure
cameras while
everything
she's
out.
looking for that real quick?
And so the reason why Ari brought that up is because the tsunami wave that was observed for the Sand Islands, again.
I've been to
wave from
3 of them.
Hawaii
I haven't been to
was
Kauai.
very
I've been to
comparable
Maui.
to what we had back
Couple of the other ones.
in 2011 to what we're seeing now. It's actually the wave is a little bit higher for what we're seeing today. And
Thank you
like a
for
round
being here
number,
tonight,
yeah.
okay,
guys.
so let's see. In Maui, it
Let's
was
pray
8.2
for Hawaii
feet,
and
and
California.
So,
In Oregon.
Maui, yeah.
we're not at Maui, so
Oahu.
Oahu 2.6 feet.
But that was Honolulu, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So Honolulu 2.6
These are the
feet.
wave arrival
Lanai,
times on the
2.3
bottom, guys.
feet.
I'll back up.
Those
Santa
are
Barbara.
actually- what's
I don't
the
know how
time that
good-
we're
well
looking
you
for
can see it.
specifically, I'm sure.
How
H-A-L-E-I-W-A.
where's Jared?
Yeah.
Halaiwa.
Halaiwa, okay.
Halaiwa. Search for that one. We're going to try to see how this compares to the 2011.
Yeah, I
think
can't
it's an
pronounce it.
important distinction to
Halaiwa.
make, or like a good comparison to make. For people that experienced that, I know it was quite a while ago, and we've probably got a lot of new people there
Okay.
since that one happened. But
So, Ari, we got it. It said the north shore of Oahu.
Yeah, Kauai
it
is
reached
beautiful.
Approximately 3.3 to 3.6 feet. So, a comparable event, what we're seeing right now.
yeah.
If that one got to 4 feet, so it's actually a little bit higher, exactly what we were predicting to happen as it moved over the Sand Islands.
How about Hanalei?
Let's see.
Hanalei. Hanalei.
Okay.
Russia
compared to 2011, remember the big
tsunami
2011
waves were
tsunami, if
nearly
you're just joining us.
10 feet
We're not
from
talking
our
about-
sideline
It's gonna be
meteorologist,
as bad
Lemon
as
J.
Japan
Thank you,
was
Lemon
in
J.
2011 here in Hawaii. We're talking about comparing what happened in Hawaii from that same earthquake, the tsunami, to what is going on today. This, I think, really tells the story quite a bit. So this gives you an idea. This is
Fred, thank you. Yes, there is nothing fake about an 8.8
Really,
earthquake.
really,
No,
man, those are
exactly.
tough
I agree
places
with
to say.
Fred,
Um,
a subscriber
us,
here
but
on his
just pay
comment. I
attention
agree
to
with
Pay
Fred.
attention to the end of the graph here, and what you notice is that there's multiple waves. So the first one comes in, the second one comes in, and then you've got the third one, which has been the
Thank
biggest
you,
one. And there are a
Fred,
couple spots where we've seen
for,
a fourth wave
sharing that.
also that's been kind of
Appreciate
similar, if not a little bit bigger than the third. But we're starting to get, especially in these Western islands, to the point where I think the worst of it is kind of in progress right now, I suppose. Now, I'm looking at a lot of these cameras, and to be fair, I want to say what probably a lot of the viewers are saying. Okay, well, show me the tsunami. What's underwater? Like, what's the big deal? And I guess from that we're seeing right now, I mean, that water level has come up.
Is
a
that
little bit,
people
right?
there?
Not crazy.
That's
Yeah.
people there
I
on
mean,
that
it's
pier. Look at
starting,
that.
But again, it's multiple waves.
Look at
It's not
those- is
just
that- yeah, that's
one
people
and
there.
done.
It sure
It's a
is.
movement over
People are
time.
moving.
Based upon some of the research that I found for Honolulu Bay. they
What's
don't
your
have a
thoughts? Would
specific
you be on that
gauge
pier?
back from
Yes or no?
2011, But they're estimating
Would
that
you
the
be
water
on
rise
there?
was about 16 feet.
With these warnings?
God.
But
Jeez.
the big difference between 2011 and what we're seeing now is that tsunami wave was originating from Japan. This one originating from Russia. So a little bit of a different orientation on how that wave's approaching Hawaii, which does have a big impact for who gets hit directly.
Jeff, hello,
And those are
Jeff.
the areas where we
This
have
is
the
in
biggest
Hawaii,
concern for the
Honolulu.
water rise. So a couple of different things to keep in mind. Yes, we're making comparisons to 2011, but every weather event, whether it's severe weather, hurricanes, or in this case, we're talking about a tsunami, there are some differences here. And it's important to sort of keep that in mind as we continue to move forward. West coast of the United States, you guys are up next with this tsunami wave.
I've been here.
Not be anywhere near as impactful as we're seeing for the Hawaiian Islands, but it is something you should think about tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you live in some of these spots that are like inlets. There was a town, Crescent City, I believe, a little bit north of Eureka, up in northwestern California.
Fred, thank you so
That's
much for
been
those comments. I agree
between
once
3
again,
and
Fred.
5 feet
You would think I know
rise
Fred, but
there
yeah,
for
read his
tsunami
comment.
waves.
It's
So
not the
that could
rise
be
in the
a
water.
pretty
It's the
significant
dangerous
situation. Yeah, but, I mean,
of the
we're
water
focused on
going back.
Hawaii right
Exactly,
now. Yeah,
Fred.
that
Fred,
water
thank
is
you for
not
sharing
supposed to be
that.
high.
Thanks for sharing
On the
that.
bottom of the screen.
You're,
that's
It
come
looks
up.
like it's approaching
100%
even
correct.
to the palm trees that
Yeah.
are right along the coast.
So
So
this could be it.
yeah.
And this is probably not even the shore that's going to be taking the worst of it. So we got to keep that in mind. This is on the south side of Oahu. It's the second island in from the west. And it looks like the wave is coming in. This is what a tsunami looks like, by the way, folks. Like, it's not a huge wave that comes in.
Reading
It's not the
William
100-foot
Lynn,
wave that you see in the movies.
yes.
This is what it looks like. It
When
can
the
be
ocean
kinda
draws
low,
the
but
water
thing is,
back,
just
it's
keeps
already
coming
too
in. It
late.
just
Look
keeps
at
coming
this
in.
one, Ari.
Agree
Wow.
with that as well.
That's a big disparity between that ridge and then the trough of what a tsunami wave would be bringing you, and that was
Kahului.
6 feet there, and just shy.
That's
Exactly,
Okay.
Whiskey Tango.
Okay, so Maui, and this is back.
Hawaii
up.
flowers, aloha.
Yeah.
Hawaii
Thanks for
flowers,
pulling
are
that,
you,
Joshua, doing that back
what
there.
part, if you feel comfortable,
very useful information. So
of
Maui,
Hawaii,
so
where
we
are
just
you?
made it
And
farther toward the east. The Big Island will be next.
what are you
So this is
hearing?
what the
Are
progression
you
is
hearing
gonna be.
anything?
I think
Any
this is
sirens or
a
anything?
collision course
Hawaii
with all
flowers,
the
any
Hawaiian
sirens or
Islands, the
anything?
jagged,
Or
terrain that you have.
What are
just
you
based
hearing?
on how
Anything?
the coastline is. That wave could
seeing?
be getting a little bit higher, and so spots like Hilo, I
Or
would be
seeing.
really on guard for tonight. We could be talking.
If you're
about
anywhere
wave
in
heights
Hawaii,
of
let us
6,
know
7,
what
8
you're
feet
seeing and
potentially
hearing.
By the time we get the
Anything
largest
different?
wave from this, and then it continues its journey to
Let
the
us know.
US mainland side.
Yeah.
Last siren was
Tsunami's
about an
been a
hour
little
ago.
different, too,
Okay.
And we are looking back at 2011 because there was a similar wave height when it came through Midway. There's kind of a what do we call it when we look back at old year analog. It's kind of like an analog, really, but. When it
So
when it
you could
moves
see
through the
here,
actual set of
they're even
islands
worried
there in
about
Hawaii, and
California.
it's coming from
So
a
now we
slightly
have a
different
warning
direction,
in
and all of a sudden
California.
the currents
And
get
Seattle.
changed a little bit from
Well,
what they were
advisory,
the last
excuse
time. It's
me,
not gonna be the same
advisory
thing.
in
What we're
Seattle.
actually seeing with this one that I find is really interesting.
I
at
stand
least from
corrected.
the observations that are coming in so
Advisory.
far.
Difference.
Is the waves coming in a
That's
little
a
bit higher
difference.
in Maui, and that could have something to do with the exact direction that the wave is coming from. It could have to do with interactions with the other islands that are farther toward the west. So again, it was Kauai and Oahu that were first in line. And
In
now
the
it's gonna be
mountains right
Maui,
now.
Some of the islands around there.
Mountains will be
And
a
then
good place to be,
the
right?
Big Island.
Mountains will be good.
You want to throw that one up again, Chris? The Maui one that was Kahului. Yeah, he's going to throw it up here in a second. This is
Will
Honolulu
Sanchez
landing
says
in
something's
Hawaii,
up.
and it's very tough to
Something's
tell
up.
'cause the
Will
sun
Sanchez says.
has now gone down. I feel like if the sun was up,
Somebody's brother is working.
Yeah.
Prayers
Okay.
for your brother.
Okay, sure.
And Hilo.
So
Prayers
folks
for
are
your
also saying
brother.
that it's likely
I
the
got a
geography of the
warning
North Side of
about,
Hawaii that's creating helping out
what was
these
that, 3
waves if
hours
you wanna
ago?
get a
They
little
shut
bit
down the
higher.
shop
Again,
and
geography
headed
and
to,
the
what's that,
coastal
Milani?
shoreline plays a really big role in this.
I'm not
which is
real
why
good on
some areas are
pronouncing.
more
So
vulnerable
prayers for your
to a
brother.
Tsunami wave than others.
Yes, just an
And
advisory
we're
in Seattle.
continuing to track
There's a
this
difference.
out. I mean, this is the first
And there it is
Dutch
again.
weather alert that we've had of a tsunami wave that came in about, I'd say, 15,
And
20
the
minutes
Los
ago.
Angeles
So,
area as well.
We still have another 3-6
Shout
hours
out to
the
UK.
Hawaiian Islands. another probably 12 hours if we're talking about the impacts to the west coast of the United States.
Yeah, so Kanapali, by the way, just to put this in perspective for people, this is Maui. This is the
It's
west
raining
side of
there.
Maui.
Raining in
it's kind
Maui,
of,
right?
You know, a little bit farther toward the east. If you're not familiar with the
Looks
area,
like it's
you've got
raining.
farthest west is Kauai, and then you have Oahu, and then the next big one is Maui.
Dark
and
there
then the
now.
one after that is the Big Island. That's the big one on the southeast, where you have Hilo.
Welcome in,
which is
everybody.
what is,
I am your
particularly
host, Sal,
prone
and we
to,
are
tsunami
hoping
problems.
for the best here. Hoping for the best.
All right, here's some video from. This was earlier.
So, still see some folks trying to enjoy
That
their
water
vacation,
scared me
but
for a second. Yeah, obviously the sun was up. This was people trying to evacuate and get in.
yeah,
This
you
was
can
the
see kind of
evacuation
how
a
that
little while
gridlock
ago.
was rolling. We were
I'm not
talking
shaking
to
the camera,
residents,
it's
and
the,
they said, hey, you know what? We always have traffic, but you can imagine when you have these alerts coming up on your screen.
They're doing the best they can.
So many people flocking to get out of an area and to seek higher ground. The woman who was from
Blue
the area,
Feather,
lived there
Maui
for
is
about
on
2
alert.
years. She said
They're up there
it
on
takes
alert.
about 3 hours.
Or,
Was that what it was?
warning,
Ari?
rather.
To get
Excuse me.
up to
Warning.
get up the higher peak of the mountain there. So it takes some time, and
It's hard
that
to
is
see if
now
that's
enough concern
receding.
that
It's
folks
getting
had,
late.
but they had so much
You
lead
guys
time
can make it
with
out. I
this.
don't know.
You know what's nuts is another wave just passed through Midway. So
And
this
it's a
is,
pretty sharp wave as well.
this is going to be, I think, a pretty long night
highest, yeah.
for Hawaii with the waves.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I think if you went in, you may want to shack up for a little bit because this is, honestly, I'm learning a lot.
I
here tonight,
appreciate
too.
that,
I thought
Will
it was gonna be a
Sanchez.
quick
Thank you
one
so
or
much
two,
for your
Not
support.
necessarily quick, but
I
like
appreciate
a couple
that.
of main
Thank you.
waves. But this is just nonstop, going up and down, just wave after wave coming through. And if there's still waves coming, that are on the order of some of the waves that have been going
If
through
you're
right
coming
now
in, let's hope for
that
the best.
are,
But there's
coming
the
through
whole
Midway, that's off to the west.
state,
of,
the whole
Hawaii,
Hawaii,
then
everywhere in
we're gonna have
Hawaii
more
is under a
coming through.
You
warning.
can see some of those waves
Oh, look
crashing
at
on the
this.
Honolulu cam. They're decent. They're getting higher, and
Well, let's hope they don't get higher.
Honolulu,
I'm not
it's
knocking the
further
weather.
away, let's say, from
I'm not
Kauai, so
knocking
it's
them
taking some
guys.
time,
Let's
so we're
hope.
still feeling
I'm
the early
saying this. Let's
onset
hope they don't
effects
get
of
higher,
this.
right?
But that buoy saying that, hey,
But they do look
it's
like they're
been
getting higher.
a good couple of hours since we had some of what we thought were the strongest wave heights from this tsunami, and we've got one that's even
All right, they're on a break.
This looks to me like it is definitely higher than the regular breakers that were coming in earlier.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is what a tsunami looks like. You get the waves that are a little bit higher than usual, but it's not necessarily that high. It's just a wall of water that stays pretty low. We'll be right back in just a second.
All right, I'm
The
gonna
race to 200 is back at Henderson Chevrolet. We're out to sell 200.
shout out to Bakerfield, California, and Will Sanchez. Yeah, they're on a break, so we'll talk. I guess I should charge the phone. We'll stay live a little longer. Were built overnight, like every I hope everybody's safe in those areas, and for those who are not in the area, let's hope for the best. Pray for the, keep our thoughts and prayers with Hawaii and California. Now, thank you, Lemon J. Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's hope that there's not a big giant wave like that. We've seen that in Japan. Melissa, how are you? We've seen it in Thailand and States. If you're just coming in, it was a massive earthquake in Russia, a couple miles off into the ocean. And we are waiting to see if the first wave hits Maui or all Hawaii's under a warning, and hoping that the best, and hoping that it's not too bad, a smaller wave, less power. But unfortunately, this was a massive earthquake, ladies and gentlemen. Top 6 was reported ever. Shout out to Vermont, Chip Bryan from Vermont. Shout out to Vermont. Hope for the best, because these people in Hawaii cannot go through. I mean, they've been through so much with the fires in Maui a couple years ago. So let's hope for the best. Appreciate that, Lemon J. Yes, thank you for the likes. I appreciate taking the time and effort to support. If you're new, like and subscribe, and if you feel comfortable, let us know if you're new to the channel. We're live almost every day, reporting top news that comes on these short verticals, and talk about what's going on in the world in general. And tonight we're covering this top 6 earthquake reported. And think about what I just said, 8.8. Massive. I guess the only thing we could say is, I guess that thank God, or thank goodness, it didn't hit on land in Russia or anywhere, right? So, shout out to East Texas. Shout out to East Texas. And shout out to anybody else who's new. And if you are in that area, if you can share anything in a few words, what are you hearing? Anything that they might not... If you're there, your boots on ground. If you feel safe, you're looking out your window, do you see anything developing? Are people staying calm? Or, are you able to see traffic? Are they running out of water and that kind of stuff? If you'd like to share that information, be free to do so in the chat. We would appreciate it. Sirens in Hawaii. Sirens from Muggle Chops. If I pronounce that wrong, I apologize. So traffic has cleared out here. Thank you, Aaron, for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Right now, we're waiting for the Big Island, Honolulu. We're starting to see some larger waves here.
They're starting to see larger waves.
They look a little bit bigger than they were before. We got that other camera from Honolulu. That one was where you could really see them.
I haven't heard of anybody being hurt in any way. Again, nothing has
fan of that switch because it's
hit
a little bit of a better
Hawaii
view.
yet, so I haven't heard anybody getting hurt on.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I'm sure there
Maui
might have been a
next.
couple fender benders or
seen
something.
the
Let's
water
hope
rise a
not,
little
but
bit in Maui
nothing
already.
serious.
And
I
this is
heard.
going to be waves, guys. Keep in mind. Look, if you're looking for the one big wave tsunami, like the thing that you see in movies, that's not going to happen tonight. It's going to be a long night for several hours. I mean, we've still got.
Thank
waves
you
that
for
are coming
being here,
from
Elizabeth.
Midway
Appreciate
Islands,
you. Thank
further
you so
off toward
much.
the west, and they're actually pretty close to on the same order of some of the waves that are starting to roll through Hawaii right now. This is a process. It's a long process. The water doesn't appear to be that high, but then all of a sudden it's
meteorologists or Fox meteorologists says it's a process.
Yeah.
So
Governor Josh Green, the governor
it's a process.
of Hawaii,
I
they're
agree.
okay right now. So at least we have confirmation from local officials and heads of state, and they're saying we're okay. But Ari, you've been talking about this is a long process. 3 to 6 hours is when we are
It's a
expecting
process.
to see the biggest waves. But this continues.
Could happen
for
now,
about
could
6
happen
to
in an
24
hour,
hours.
could
We
happen
have
in
those
6
medium
hours. I don't know
waves
if you heard
still
that.
Impactful, but not necessarily requiring evacuation to higher ground.
Okay,
And
so
then
no
we could still see some
evacuation
unsettled
now?
ocean for the next couple of days. So that's the situation we're at right now. We've seen some of the higher wave heights on Maui.
Yeah, Aaron. Let's hope that they.
6 feet
Yes,
thus far.
Aaron,
But this
my
has been a
deepest prayers are
long,
with you, my friend.
lead time for this.
It has
We
been.
had a magnitude
And your
8.8
family, and anybody else in those
earthquake.
areas.
That is what
Our
triggered
deepest
this
prayers, my
entire
deepest
event.
prayers are
that
with
was
you.
off the east coast of Russia. That was 2:32 a.m. That's back for local time over in
Yes,
Russia.
I'm reading Elizabeth's
but really,
comment.
the alarm bells started to go off for the Hawaiian Islands at 3-4 o'clock.
All the toilet paper is
Essentially
disappearing.
even
Yeah,
earlier
people
than that.
panic. They grab the
absolutely.
toilet paper.
Gosh, the earthquake happened so long ago. I mean, gosh, it was I think a little bit before 9. It was like,
Yeah, so it's been a couple hours
8:20
since this
PM
earthquake.
Eastern time. So it was over 6 hours ago at this point.
Over
I can't
6
believe it
hours
was that
ago.
long ago already.
So,
The
what's
other
that
thing
mean?
I want to make people aware of that's happening right now as we
Gasoline,
go through this
Fred
is
says, was
we're
sold out.
changing tide cycles a little bit.
Where was
right?
that
So
at, Fred? I'm
initially,
sorry,
the timing
I
of
missed
this
where you were
was
from. So
really
gasoline was sold
not
out.
lined up very well. When you looked at the time of the arrival
Terry,
of these
hello,
waves,
Terry.
that lined up pretty close to high tide, and now we're starting to go. in the
Terry
other
took a
direction.
short
So that's
nap.
gonna help us
Terry,
also.
we're
I think there's a chance that this might not end up as bad as it could have been. I still think
We're
got a little
covering,
night ahead because there are a bunch of
still in
waves coming
Hawaii.
but I'm not
Hawaii,
seeing
Fred, okay.
Anything that's just like totally outrageous. I mean, you feel like if
they're
this was gonna
reporting
be like a
4
massive
feet now.
Tsunami,
Tsunami observed.
that
So,
would be remembered.
I guess that's
Probably
good
would've
news,
seen,
right?
At least on some of these cameras by now, right? Like at least the beaches underwater to some degree.
I agree with you there, Ari. I mean, I don't think we're talking anything remotely similar because I think when everybody hears the word tsunami, you're immediately
Greetings
going
from
to think
Chile. Chile's
Japan
in the
or
house.
Indonesia.
God bless Chile.
We're not to that magnitude, and so I just want to make
It is
that
way
clear to
better
those
than
who are
9
listening,
feet,
at
yes.
least so far, and that's really not what the projected highest.
Yeah,
wave
so
heights
4
are.
feet. I mean, in all
The
means,
estimate
I don't
could
want to
be
worry
anywhere from higher
anybody.
waves,
For
8
it's
to
still,
12 feet. So
it's
far,
still
we've seen
powerful,
6
but it
feet
and
or the highest of the
but it
tsunami
doesn't
waves
sound like it would
impacting
be.
spots
It's
like
better
Kauai
than 10
out towards
feet,
Oahu.
and
We're waiting for the Big Island to really start
to
to
me,
see
it
the
wouldn't
worst of
seem
the
like it would
impacts.
cause
Kaanapali Landing.
catastrophic,
Ari,
you know,
which island is
and
that
knocking
on? I know
buildings
you have
over and that kind of
That
stuff, right?
is on Maui, I believe. Yeah,
Okay.
let me see.
Hold on.
Yeah, I think this is on Maui.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're
this
talking
is the
about
landing
Maui.
one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Maui a little bit farther toward the east, and you know, they've already
Irene,
started to
yes,
experience
amen.
some of the waves too. This is going to come in a bunch of different waves, by the way. It's not just
Welcome
one
in,
wave,
everybody.
so
We're
it's gonna last for
major
the next several
earthquake. We're not
hours
out
for
of the woods
sure.
yet, but
And you know, it's
off of
interesting looking
Russia.
at these cameras because sometimes it receives a little bit, and then sometimes it
Hoping
comes
for the
back up, and that's
best.
what it's like,
People
right?
are
So
scared,
the
you
waves
know,
come
in
in one after
Hawaii and
another.
California, and
I'm already look. I'm just going to report.
this is something
what
not to
I'm
mess
seeing
around
here,
with.
and I'm
Take
seeing a lot of
serious and
people
hope
on
that
X
it's not bad.
that are saying,
But we're not
"All
out of the
it's done and
woods.
over with. It was no
When
big deal
it
once
comes
again."
into
Now, I
tomorrow,
don't necessarily think those people
or
are
it is already
correct
tomorrow, Wednesday,
reporting
but
that,
like
you know, that
hours
kind
from
of talk
now,
is starting to happen.
and then we can say, okay,
Let's see.
we dodged it.
And
You know,
I'm
so.
also seeing information that larger and larger waves are coming in, even in Honolulu, which I got to remind myself. I believe this is in Kauai. which is the farthest
California,
west
Happy
island,
Heart, is under a
right? Yeah,
alert.
okay, so let's go. Can we
There's
come
a
out to
difference
Max here
between an
super quick?
alert right now
So,
and a warning.
The way
so.
that you know, you would
They're
think
mostly
that it
talking
pans
about
out is
Hawaii,
it's
but
one
California's
big
still not
wave
out of
here
the. But
that
I'm not
comes
hearing
across all the
anything
islands. It's
too
the
dangerous in California,
westernmost ones first,
according
like
to the
Kauai,
meteorologists
and then it's Oahu,
and Fox
and then
Weather.
as it's moving toward the east, things start to progressively get better along the western islands. It hasn't been that way. I mean, there are multiple waves that have been coming in here. So, you know, initially, and we all saw this together, it was a little over an hour ago, started to see the water recede over in Kauai. There's plenty of time lapses where you can see the water recedes, the water comes up. And as this is progressing toward the east, and we are starting to see some of those waves hit Oahu and Maui, we're still seeing reports of the water continuing to rise in Kauai. So it just gives you an idea. I mean, the wave is
They're still
something
talking
on
Maui
the
and
order
Kauai.
of this. It's like
That's what they're
this
seeing on their
very
radar.
long
Maui
period
and Kauai.
of waves that's going to come through, and it's going to last
So.
for several hours. Now, I do think there are a lot of possibilities at this point.
All right, thank you
I wanna
everybody
be
for
careful,
being
and I
here.
don't wanna
Appreciate the likes.
poo-poo this too
It's my
quickly,
pleasure to bring you
okay?
up to date.
I also think it's possible maybe it's not as bad as it was supposed to be. But I mean, look at the graph. I mean, it's not
It
like
sounds
not
like it's not going to be
Yeah,
as bad.
I
That's
mean,
good.
and,
That's good. That's
you know,
what we
Ari,
want.
I really do think
So.
that it's the movie effect.
I'm looking
You
at
know,
some of
we
these
watch
waves
Twister
reported
or
in
Twister,
California.
and you think
One
that's
to
what a
2
tornado's
feet,
gonna look like when it's
2,
in front of
3
you. And they did a
feet.
really good job with
Tsunami
that
waves.
CGI.
Still
But
power,
when you
still
are thinking
fast,
about a
and
tsunami movie,
you don't
they're
want to be
going
out
to
there.
amplify
But
the impacts. Whether
better
or
than
not
10
we see
feet,
this huge
20
wave, and at
feet.
this point, it doesn't look like it's likely we'll get a 12, 20-foot wave crashing towards Hawaii.
Yeah, we're not going
This
to get
is
anything
still
like
what
that.
A tsunami is. It's still a tsunami.
This is good
We've
news.
seen
Very
tsunami
good
waves
news.
of 4
Wow.
as high as 6 feet.
Thank God.
And just doing some digging, they said that the receding wave can sometimes look more dramatic, especially if you're
Now, a lot of
standing
people will
close to the
say,
coastline, when it comes
God
to
bless you, Tammy.
the
A lot of people
shape
say,
of the
well,
coastline,
all
it
this
can draw
panic.
it out
You know, you're going to get that from
and
everybody.
make it
That's the
look
way
more
we
dramatic.
think.
But a lot
But I'd
of
rather
the
have the panic
the
than what
the
happened in
peak of
Texas.
that wave is going to be
And I'm
much
not
higher.
knocking
so you just have to
Texas
keep that in
on this
mind that
live.
This is a flowing
But it's better to
scenario,
have
and even for the
alerts,
we keep bringing
right?
that
Yes or
back,
no?
but it is a
And have all the
precursor to what
panic.
the Hawaiian Islands will get. They had
And yes,
a
it's going to cause
3-hour
traffic.
period
I get
where
it.
They were seeing some
It's
waves, but not
hectic,
very
but you
dramatic,
can look
then they
back
have
and
their
say,
highest
whoa,
crest yet.
we only got a few
So-
small tsunamis.
Hawaii, I think,
We'll take it.
You know, we're seeing some stronger waves. It'll
We
calm
are.
down for a second, and then you may get.
But we're not out of the
one
woods
that's
yet,
coming
and
next
but
time.
The
it's
interesting thing
certainly
that I'm seeing right now is Kahului.
sounds
over in
like what they're
Maui, which is a
reporting,
little
if they're
farther toward
correct,
the
and I think
east.
they might be.
Can you go back to
Yeah,
Max
it's not
super
going to be
quick
as
here?
bad. That's good.
So,
It's good to have.
this island right here, this is Maui, and
I'd rather have a
Kahului is
panic.
kind of up on
I take
this,
that back. You don't want to
northwest
panic,
side
but I'd
of
rather
the
have these
mountain.
alerts and
We're actually
traffic
seeing a
and
more
out of
significant
gas
water
for a day or
rise,
two
from those
than
waves than
not
in
having
some
any
spots over in Kauai
evacuation. And then what
and
happens?
Oahu.
Then you have
And, you know, who knows what that
people
could be.
injured
Could that
and-
be,
and lose
you
their
know,
lives.
Some of
So.
the topography.
Charlene says, read my
of what's
comment.
going
I'll
on
go
west of the
back if I
island,
can,
some
Charlene. Sorry.
interactions with the waves as they've come through the other islands. And again, this is what I say.
Go
what I
Trump.
mean when I say
Go
that
Trump.
every
Charlene
tsunami
says,
behaves
go
a little
Trump.
bit differently. You know, sometimes you never know what you're going to get, and that's why it's good that everybody seems to have taken the precautions. But
I'm not in
everybody. I
Hawaii.
see some people
Just
out on
showing
the beach,
you
but, we'll see what happens. Hopefully,
a
everybody
giant
ends up
wave
okay.
that can
But,
be
got a
caused
long
by
way to go
tsunamis
before this is all done. I
in
think this is
Hawaii,
still going to be a long night, Haley.
in California,
Um,
and
This is only
Thailand.
the second wave,
But
by
it
the
looks
way,
like
that's hitting, Kahului right
Tom
now.
says that
So,
the
did we have a
president
Kahului weekend?
caused
I'm
the
trying to
earthquake,
remember.
according
It's
to
okay.
Tom
There's a
M.
lot of
A lot of moving parts to this.
a lot of towns.
A lot of
that
moving
people who
parts.
don't live there kind of sound a little bit similar, so we.
It looks like 4 feet
exactly
tsunamis
what they
where we're
were
going to be
called.
observed in Helena,
alright,
or
let's
excuse
see.
me, Helawaya.
And
I
that's
apologize.
the big thing here is when we were starting our coverage, Ari, we were doing this for hours on end. We were going on, what, hour 9 almost by the time we'll be done with this.
Hour 9 they're
Um,
on this, so
we had the sun and we could see it, and now the sun went down. The sun sets at around 7:15 depending on which Hawaiian island that you're on, and so right when the peak of this was
Yes,
coming
I was
was
in
when we
Las
lost
Vegas.
the best
That's me.
visuals of this.
Thank
And
you,
so
Lemon.
some cameras we have a better angle, some cameras are completely dark.
Fred says
and
it's yes,
hard
it
to
is
see.
the president's fault.
Those are palm trees
What
going
we're
on
witnessing here
in
is
Kahei, Hawaii.
they downgraded
Okay, south of
for
Kahului.
now
Oh, okay.
a 4 feet tsunami
Okay.
that's been
Okay,
observed.
south of Kahului.
Uh,
Kahui's on the northwest
that's much
side
better
of the
than
island,
20 feet,
correct?
10
and
feet.
this is this like a shore shot from the bottom, or from the southeast side of the island? Okay. All right. Oh yeah, there's Kahului. And
Earthquake.
This is,
Yeah, tsunami, but it's
All right.
it's not as bad as it's
so,
4 feet tsunami
again,
in
I'm just-
Hawaii.
I know this looks like I'm not being attentive
California,
at all
2
while you're
feet, 1
talking.
feet.
It's very awkward because I'm consistently looking away from
Russia
you
was
while you're looking
8.8.
at me trying to talk. But I'm just sifting through as much information as I possibly can here online.
Yeah, that's why I'm
as this is all going
reporting
down.
this.
Got another graph.
But thank
from
God it's
Kahului
not as
that
bad.
really showed the water receding quite a bit. So this could be a weird situation where it's a little bit worse in Maui than Oahu and Kauai.
Yeah.
That hold on a second. That camera right there that we were just on, Chris.
Vegas is the ninth
I think
island
we
to
go
us.
see
Yes,
that at this
Aaron.
point.
A lot of people, shout out to Aaron.
definitely
That
They
water's
come
definitely much
to
higher than it was, 'cause you can barely see
downtown.
the
Well, they come to
stores I was
Vegas,
asking
and
about
Yeah.
on the
they
left
go
side.
to a
No, I mean, it's these marginal
casino, and I
changes
can't.
that can
I
make
got
a
a
big difference,
brain
especially
freeze
for these
there. It's
coastal
downtown in
resorts.
Las Vegas.
Many folks had to
But
evacuate,
they
but they
love
left their
to,
suitcases, some
the
personal
Hawaiians love to
belongings
get
on that
together
first
and,
floor. That can still be impactful from this event.
Anyhow, there's
What
a
I wanna
casino
do,
down
though,
there,
is hopefully-
downtown Las Vegas. But yeah, a lot of
Okay.
people come to
Hopefully,
Las
At
Vegas
some point, we can jump
to
over
live
to other
for a
graphics
while,
to
and
give
then they,
just a perspective of the scope of this. But we
because
can
it's
still keep
cheaper.
Trudging through cameras here, at least for the next little
Ooh,
bit.
yeah.
If you're just coming in, Russia
Yeah,
earthquake
it's coming.
tied
So
the
we
6th strongest
had
ever
this
recorded
8.8
globally
magnitude
earthquake
that was the
earlier this
instigator. We had
afternoon,
tsunami
or later
warnings for the Aleutian Islands.
earlier
We
this
didn't see
evening, I
much
should
in
say,
the
in
way of
Russia.
impacts for them. It's heading towards Hawaii. The biggest crest we've seen is about 6 feet thus far.
Now they're saying
The
6
forecast
feet, so
could be
they go
anywhere
from 4
8
feet to
12
6
We'll
feet.
keep you posted over the next couple of hours. But look, the west coast of the United States mainland. So we're talking all the way from northern Oregon down to southern California.
All right, so that's it, guys. 4 feet, 6 feet, maybe. Yeah, Aaron, she went up on it. I'm looking up, seeing 4 feet, 6 feet on their radar. 1 to 2 feet in California area. Let's hope it's around that 2 feet, 4 feet, and it's not as bad. But I do like, my opinion, I like the fact that they gave out warnings. So it's nice to see that they got that information that happened with the 8.8 in Russia. If you're just coming in and not knowing, and maybe you're waking up, maybe you didn't hear, maybe you don't have TV. There was an 8.8 in Russia. What's that got to do with Hawaii? It's massive, Pacific Ocean, and reports where it's going to be much bigger and stronger, but now it's been reduced to 4 feet, 6 feet. And I haven't heard of anybody injured or anything like that. I've seen people on the beach of Hawaii. I think that's kind of crazy in my view. You got to take these things seriously.
Now I've got a light and a fan wherever I need it.
Insulation.
And thank you, Lemon J. Thank you. And if you're new, like and subscribe.
Permanent in just that room.
It's great to be back on and hearing some good news for a change, because we just had, Texas with no warning, right? Remember, just weeks ago, with no warnings, and look what happened. What was it, over 200 children losing their lives, and adults, young adults, and so here we go, that we have these warnings. It's good. And yes, I know people are going to say, but I was in traffic. I had to leave my house. I was watching Netflix. I was enjoying the beach, and you evacuated me for a couple feet. Well, hey, we don't know. So it's good to play it safe, right? They didn't tell people to, they told people to, it's a warning. And, but again, I don't want to worry anybody. It's still not over, as far as a couple feet. It could still happen. I don't know when they're going to lift the warning. I would assume, I don't want to guess, but I would assume a few hours.
Design makes them nearly invisible. Plus, they are rechargeable, saving you hundreds of dollars on batteries.
I would assume that they'll lift the warnings to advisory, and then the ones that had advisory in California will be lifted to caution or whatever, and then hopefully there's no after effects. I don't know if there'll be. I don't follow the earthquakes that closely. Will there be another one? I mean, my guess, your guess is as good as their guess, right? That's one thing we don't predict. We can predict the tsunamis. It's been a long day, guys. Sorry, but you can't predict earthquakes. We can predict tornadoes, very accurate. Hurricanes, but unfortunately, we can't predict when an earthquake's going to hit. This is just earlier, the governor talking and tsunami warnings and that kind of stuff. You're not missing anything. So, hey, everybody, I'm going to tune off. Good. Looks good right now. Prayers for everybody. Thank you for subscribing and your support. Prayers for Hawaii and California and Oregon and Japan, and other countries. I'm just going to take one quick look up here. I thought I seen something. Okay, so it's the same advisory in the U.S. West Coast. So same thing there. I'll read a few comments before I go off. New York is here. Damon from New York. Appreciate you being here. If you're new, like and subscribe, support the channel. If you're enjoying the content.
If you're just joining us, welcome in. Why would anybody be just joining us at it's 2:45 in the East? I suppose I can understand why people.
Wow, it's that late in the East Coast. Wow. Now, speaking of East Coast, before we tune off, let's also pray for East Coast, where I'm from, New Jersey. They're experiencing a major heat wave in New York, in Jersey, Philadelphia. 105 degrees in Vegas is different from back east. I'm in Vegas. Dry heat, hot, but back east, it's humidity. Pray for that. Pray for that. It's been a long day. Pray for parts of back east and Florida. And our prayers are now with this tsunami in Hawaii. It's still a warning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for being here. I'm going to get off and hope that everything is cleared and some small waves maybe hit or no waves hit.
I think this is a different situation. This is a different level. The thing with these earthquakes.
Make sure you get the notifications on. I'm live every day reporting what's going on in the world of politics as well, and where we're heading for you and me and your family. Everybody stay safe, positive vibes. Doesn't hurt to be positive. Doesn't hurt to pray. Pray to somebody and hope for the best. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you and your family. I will see you probably tomorrow on the next live. God bless. God bless America. See you on the next live. I'm out. Bye.
That happens several times. And, one good thing that we have going for us right now is we're starting to get closer to the low tide cycle. We're on the tail end of the high tide cycle. And, honestly, if the worst of the waves had come in a little bit ago, then I think that could have been not as good of a scenario. But look, honestly, from all these...
We are out. Thank you. Thank you, Lemon J. Thank you.
Along the coast of